Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever is your time zone. Welcome to Mindful Mommies. Yes, this is new of the series from the Teacher Mitch channel, and this aims to give simple wisdom for the complicated lives that we are in. So today po, let's talk about 5 tips on how to become a calm mom. Mindfulness for moms. Posible po ba yun? Is it really possible? Being a mother of 5, I am so wimped in almost all directions. I'm not even sure what time of the day is it. When I didn't take advantage of all the time that I have, parang, okay, when I was childless, sana nagawa ko lahat ng gusto kong gawin. But here's the thing. There is one tool that we can adopt to slow down the time or even freeze the busyness of the day. You know what we call it? What is that tool? It's mindfulness. Go ahead, search it out. Ano nga po ba ang ibig sabihin ng mindfulness? This is about being conscious for the time that you are there. Aware ka. You're living the present. You're living the day. Alam niyo po, napakasimple ng concept ng mindfulness, but it can really change our lives from the inside and then going out. Mindfulness will help us to focus and pay attention to what really, really matters in life. Nung isang araw, I was talking with somebody na nagulat po siya kasi kinukwento ng office mate niya na mag-file daw po siya ng leave for that day. At ano po yung reason? Kalmado siya. And I wonder kung tayo magiging kalmado kung ganito ang kwento. Can I file my leave of absence for today? And of course, the HR will be asking why. And then she answered, because my daughter died. My daughter, kumbaga, had a nights out in one of her friends. And I don't know the reason why they called me up to say that she's gone. Wow. Such calm posture. I don't know what is the reason behind it. But mindfulness, being present at this particular time. When we are mindful, we don't think of things personally. Walang masyadong personalan. At when we are mindful, we increase our self-awareness, our self-care, and eventually our self-regulation. Kasi aware ka eh. Alam mo kung ano nararamdaman mo, alam mo kung ano ang pinagdadaanan mo, hindi mo deny yun, vina-validate mo siya, kaya naman naaayos, nare-regulate mo ang iyong sarili. At kapag mindful ang isang tao, syempre 'di ba pag nag-aalala ka, you're thinking about the future, but when you're mindful, you are living because really we don't know what will happen in the future, but today is a gift. That is why it is called present. Now, it's so difficult to make time for everything, especially ang dami-dami talagang ginagawa ng mommy. And we have not heard often of the word self-care. And the reason is, parang as mommies, we're expected to do this, to do that, and to do everything. Pero nakakalimutan natin na alagaan ang ating mga sarili. So today, once again, as you are chatting or even, as you are watching there in Facebook Live, thank you po for staying with me. Let's talk about Mindful Mommies, Part 1, 5 tips on how to be a calm mom. Tip number 1, if you're writing it down, follow a regular morning routine. Morning routine. Kasi yan po the start will spell a very big difference in one's life. Begin with an attitude of gratitude. Imbis na kung ano-ano ang iisipin natin o ano ang ibubulyaw natin. Magsimula tayo ng unang mulat ng ating mata at ang unang salita ng ating bibig ay pasasalamat. Count our blessings one by one. And part of the morning routine is building for following an intentional morning schedule. Anong oras ka gigising? Anong oras ka gagawa ng iyong household chores? Anong oras ang paraan, ang time para sa mga kids? We have to follow a schedule and follow the schedule. Alam mo yung may flow, alam mo yung may pattern, alam mo yung may routine, nakakabawas po yan ng tinatawag na stress. And when you know that you are on top of everything because you are able to set the schedule, you are empowering yourself. Yes, mommies, dapat yung unang-una pa lang after mo magkaroon ng attitude of gratitude. For some people, they pray. For some people, they take a deep breath, do some exercises. Basta yung first few minutes, consider empowering yourself. And if you are an entrepreneur, maybe start with income generating thoughts and plans. Plan it out. Once again, tip number 1 is follow a regular morning routine. Number 2, feel the 5 elements of nature as we do self-care. Ano nga ba yung 5 elements of nature? Yun yung earth, water, fire, air, and pinakabago, space. Kapag tayo ay magpapakalma para hindi tayo ma-stress masyado sa mga bagay-bagay, feel the earth. Ang sabi nila, plantito, plantita, kasi anything about the earth, the soil, the trees, the birds, feel the earth. There's something about it that you are connected with the nature because you're connected to the creator of the nature. Also water. Kaya nga ako po pagising ko sa umaga, naaral ko po ito before eh. Ang unang-unang iinumin ay yung warm water. So that is part of the elements of nature. Yung tubig po muna at every now and then we drink water and hydrate ourselves. Kasama sa 5 elements is fire. Of course, medyo parang hirap isipin ng fire, but it could be some element of heat. Kaya nga 'di ba merong hot compress, warm compress, or kapag usong-uso pag masyado nang nakaupo ng matagal. Oh, by the way, I've heard about like sitting is the new smoking, na kailangan tumayo-tayo kaya masakit ang balakang, masakit ang likod, tapos nilalagyan ng pampainit. So that is also one way to do self-care. Air, ayan na, dito na pumapasok yung take a deep breath and then try to hold it for a few seconds. And then pag nirelease mo siya, unti-unti, dahan-dahan. Because they say that when you are breathing properly and you are aware of how many beats per second meron tayo, nakakakalma talaga. Realize that you have one life to live at hindi mo kailangang ubusin to sa pag-worry or pagtatrabaho ng matindi. And of course, usong-uso sa mga mommies ang space or ang tinatawag na me time. Me time, I think, is not selfish because if we are able to take care of ourselves well, we are in a better position to take care of our husbands, of our kids well. Kaya nga tayo cranky moms eh. Kasi feeling natin losyang na tayo, ubus na tayo because lagi na lang sila at lagi na lang sila. But when you have your me time properly with the 5 elements of nature, well, para kang naghanda sa isang malaking gera sa buong maghapon na napili mo kung ano ang mga battles na tututukan mo. Number 3 tip is practice stop and rain principles as needed. Natutunan ko po ito. Stop principle. Kapag frustrated ka na or whatever negative emotions that you may be experiencing, please stop. Stop means stop. Take a momentary pause. Whatever it is that you're doing, take a momentary pause. That's stop. T is take a deep breath. Hinga ng malalim bago magalit sa anak mo. Hinga muna ng malalim. Taking a deep breath means being present at the very moment. Letter O is observe. Huwag magsasalita, baka magkasala, baka magkamali sa iyong sasabihin. Obserbahan mo lang ang mga bagay-bagay, balikan mo ang email, balikan mo kung ano ang nangyari. Observe, and if I may add, offer prayers. It could be as simple as it is. Basta when you say observe, be present. Kung nasasaktan ka, sabihin mong nasasaktan ka. Kung naiinis ka, sabihin mong naiinis ka. Just be present. And then after offering your prayers, letter P is proceed. Don't forget to stop. Stop, take a deep breath, observe, offer prayers, and proceed. Meron namang mga pagkakataon na RAIN principle is needed. And what is that RAIN principle? It is recognize. Just be there. Huwag mong takbuhan. Huwag kang lumayo. Just be there. Just be physically present. And accept it in a calm manner. Accept it. Tanggapin muna bago baguhin. Pag tinanggap mo, mapag-iisipan mo siyang mabuti. Investigate. Because what you feel, you have to identify. Just take note of everything that you are experiencing. Iniimbestigahan mo nga eh. Bakit ba ako nainis? Bakit ba ako nagalit? Bakit ba ako nag-freak out? Investigate. And of course, letter N is very important. Non-identification. Feelings are not facts. Feelings are feelings and they do not describe you. Do not invalidate your experience. Lilipas din yan. Hindi ikaw ang feelings mo. Feelings mo lang yan. So do not judge yourself nor identify with your negative feelings. Once again, as needed, practice stop and RAIN principles. Kung kailangan nyo po ito, pa-chat lang po yan at sesendan ko po kayo ng stop and RAIN principles. Maganda po na i-practice natin ang 5 tips na pag-uusapan ngayon to become a mindful mom. For those who just tuned in, mindful mommy is the one living at the present, hindi masyadong advanced, hindi masyadong pressured. Dito lang siya at pinipilit niyang i-enjoy ang gift of the present day. Number 4 is very, very effective for me, and I hope you will find it very effective because there are a lot of studies attesting to this number 4 tip. Create a worry journal. Ayan. Naglalagay po ako ng worry time. Halimbawa, 8 o'clock, lahat ng aalalahanin ko, ilalagay ko lang dyan sa worry time na yan. But if it's not 8 o'clock p.m. or it's not 12 noon, I refuse to worry. I just write it in my worry journal that I'll worry about it later. Later, I'll have time for that. Sa lahat ng mga anxieties, lahat ng mga pressures at issue, papilahin. Kasi di ba, ang mga batang kalat-kalat, ang hirap tingnan. Pero pag pinaline up mo sila, isa lang ang tingin mo, one at a time. It takes a lot of skill to do that. But believe me, mindful mommies, it's very, very effective. That we put everything in order. And whatever it is that we're worrying, don't worry all the time. Set a time to worry. And when you think about it, just write it down in your worry journal. And then when it's time to worry, 8 o'clock, worry ka na to the maximum. Ano ba? Mangyayari ba to? Ano ba? Ganyan, ganyan. Just let all your worries come out. And if it's going to be possible, like what I'm doing, I'm leaving my worries to my God. I usually set my worry time in my prayer time because I know that I cannot do anything about the things that I'm worrying. But with my God, I know He's more than able, and I know that He cares for me. I write in my worry journal just a few minutes before I go to bed. 'Di ba parang negative? Matutulog ka na lang, isusulat mo pa ang iyong mga inaalala. Yeah, but then again, if I write it down, it's a part of what we call as a CBT. It's a cognitive behavioral therapy wherein you recognize it. Tinatanggap mo. Kaya pag tinatanggap mo, mahaharap mo siya. Lalakas ka. Yun nga lang, pag handa ka dapat na harapin ito at darating din na maging maliwanag sa ang solusyon because your mind is already open that this is what I am in and I need help, and help will just come to you. Ang cognitive behavior therapy, I hope that we will be able to discuss this in one of our next sessions. Pa-share naman po sa friends ninyo if you are finding it effective. And I hope that you will join me every Friday, 5 p.m. Ito po yung tinitingnan mo kung ano ang iyong emosyon, ano ang iyong behavior, and you're trying to create the pattern. What is the trigger? What is the pattern? And if you're aware of that, parang doktor lang, na-diagnose mo kung ano, based on the signs, ang sakit mo, then medicines will be given or therapy will be given. It is important to write in a worry journal because that means you're aware of the emotions that you're feeling. You're aware of the details of the things that you are worrying. And that means help is on its way. Last na po, mga ka-mindful mommies, is go for a continuous self-talk. You heard me. If I'm not going to talk to myself, especially my negative self, will always talk to me. So, uunahan ko na siya. I talk to myself in a way that I pay attention to my senses. What is it that I am hearing? What is it that I am seeing? What is it that I am feeling? And I try to jot them down. I pause for a while. If I need to cry, Teacher Mitch is really a crying lady, I will cry it out. But I'm setting myself, if I cry over this thing now, that's it. Pag umiyak ako ulit sa susunod, ibig sabihin hindi pa nauubos. Hanggang maubos ang luha ko para sa isang issue na yan, I will do so because I'm talking to myself na, okay, let it out, let it out. Now, I want to share with you two-step process on your continuous self-talk. Letter A is recognize your emotions. Label mo yan. You can search for the feelings wheel. Yan. Meron doon na major different types of emotions. Alin doon ang nararamdaman mo? At pag na-identify mo, may sanga-sanga pa yon sa sub-emotions and another sub-emotion. What am I feeling now? I am jealous. Next thing, jealous of what? I'm jealous of, this and that. And then what would be the trigger of such emotions? Wag mo agad ipupush away na hindi ako pagod, hindi ako galit. Alam niyo po yung ginagawa natin na gano'n na sinusuppress natin o nire-repress natin is not going to be healthy in the long run. Correct, mommy. You were able to overcome it because you're busy. But for all you know, nandyan lang yan, na patong-patong na at isang araw, sasabog ka na lang. So it's good to recognize your emotions. Your emotions are neutral. They're not bad. It's you. That's you. That's self-acceptance. That's also self-awareness. You're aware that you're weak. You're aware that you're tired. You're aware that you have self-pity. You're aware that you have this, discontentment. Because if you are aware of your emotions, and you know that you are a mom with destiny, that you are a mom who is stronger than who you think you are, alam ko, ang dami mo nang sinolve na problem ng family. So pag aware ka sa problema mo, darating din ang solusyon at mahanap mo yan. Anong sinasabi nila? Yun eh, kapag maliwanag sa'yo what you want, what you want to accomplish, what is it that you have at the moment, then magla-line up lang lahat ang provision, magla-line up lang lahat ang solution. Kasi it's clear to you what you feel. And you don't want to stay in that feeling for a very long time. Alam niyo po kung bakit tumatagal tayo dyan? Kasi hindi natin tinatanggap. Kasi nire-reject natin yung self natin na in pain. But the moment that you accept it, you take time to look at the mirror and, have this self-talk. Ikaw na rin ang magsasabi sa sarili mo na, Mitch, that's been a long time already. I think your feelings are valid, but you have your kids to take care of. You have your husband who is there to support you. Can we just move on? And then, kasama rin sa recognizing your emotions, yung ano ang trigger ng lahat ng ito. Bakit ba ako nagalit kanina? Ay, gutom pala. Bakit ba napalo ko yung anak ko kanina o nasigawan ko siya? O kasi naman po, hindi pa pala ako natutulog, nagpapahinga. Ay, power nap, 5 minutes is very effective. Kaya, meltdown ka na rin. 'Di ba? Kasama sa continuous self-talk, mga ka-mindful mommies, ay yung pag-a-ask mo ng self, can I solve this problem? Because if you cannot solve the problem, what is the point of getting upset? But if you have the ways and means to solve the problem, then I'm sure ikaw, mami, gagawin mo. So, pag nalaman mo ang nararamdaman mo, galit ako. Is there something that I can do about my anger? And if your answer is yes, try to do what your mind told you to do. Okay, count 1 to 3 or take a deep breath. Alam mo, kapag may sagot sa tanong na can I solve this problem, ang galing lang talaga ng movement mo from being um, stressed and tense to being calm. Always ask yourself, what can I do to improve this moment? What can I do to change this moment after I have validated my feelings? Halimbawa, pag ang dami-dami ko na pong ginagawa sa desk ko at sobra na po talagang overwhelming. What can I do to change my environment? What can I do to change my emotions? I play songs. At dun sa songs na piniplay ko, yung instrumental lang, kumakalma ako. Another thing is kapag, ano ba tawag doon? Nag-wait sa grocery line na ang tagal-tagal. Ang dami ko pang gagawin. But can I do something to change my situation? Yes. I can begin to call some friends and ask them how they are doing. I can call my mom, I can call my dad. Marinig ko lang sila, nadidistress ako kasi naalala ko nung bata pa ako, naririnig ko ang mga boses nila na alam ko nandyan sila for me. So, whatever it is that you can do to change the moment, the situation at the moment, try to do it. And all the rest, tandaan, write it in your worry journal. Iba to kay Lord. Mag-meeting ang family. Hindi ikaw si Atlas, mindful mommy. Meron at meron na ipapadala sa iyo ang universe para tulungan ka kung alam mo kung anong hinihingi mo ng tulong. At alam mo kung sino ang makakatulong sa iyo. Set intentions. This is the situation that I am in, Mitch. Look at the mirror. Do you want to linger in that negative situation for a long time? And you answer yourself, no. Then you talk to yourself again. Okay, Mitch, if you don't want to stay in that negative situation for a long time, what are we going to do? I shift my mode of thinking to what am I going to do? What is it that I can do? And what is it that I need others to do? But before I think about the solution sets. Anong sabi sa math? Think about the problem. Define the problem. What are given in the problem. Feel it at that particular time. At alam nyo, ang sarap lang that you're living in the present. You're enjoying the present time with all the negativities and the positivities. But then again, realize that there is hope. There is really hope. Okay? Mga mommies who are with me, there are a lot of ways na pwede natin magawa to develop that mindfulness. Yung bang living each day to the fullest, knowing that there is purpose, you are clear with your task for today. I'm very, very excited to share with you some of the learnings that I am having. So I hope that you will be with me every Saturday, and I hope it's a date every Saturday po at 5 p.m. I enjoyed staying with you po. And if you enjoyed this session, kindly share it to your other friends and subscribe to Teacher Mitch channel. So for a review on how to become a calm mom, number one is follow a regular morning routine. Number two is feel the elements of nature as we do self-care. Number three, practice stop and rain principles. Chat me if you want a copy. And number four, create a worry journal. And the last one, number five, is go for a continuous self talk. Recognize your emotions and ask yourself, what can I do to improve my situation? Once again, thank you very much, Mindful Mommies. This is Teacher Mitch. Salamat po, and I hope to see you again next Saturday, 5 p.m. Don't forget to share and subscribe.
Time for school!